Be honest, Mama. When was the last time you truly felt nourished? We all talk about nourishing our kids, but what about nourishing ourselves? Our mind, our body, and our spirit. And that is what we're here to talk about today. So, welcome to the live Mum with a Side Hustle weekly call. I am back for the second week in a row after being away for 5 weeks. The amazing women in this Zoom room have been holding it down. We have three women here who did a call. Laura, lovely Laura, who is just, I don't know, Laura, what's happened to you, but you've had like some like 180 change in your life. I love it when people try and use 180 and 360 and then they're like, they've had a 360-degree change. I'm like, that takes you right back to the same place, right? Like 360 degrees means you're right back where you started. So that's not what's happened. She's 180. She's like flipped around and she's doing amazing with her business Amari. Is that right, Laura? Just nod your head if I've said it correctly. Okay, and then we've got the beautiful Jade, who is currently doing some farm activities. But she is with an amazing business called Life Vantage. I'm going to tell you about these guys' businesses today because I think that that is really cool. And I also am with Life Vantage, among other things. You can hear about my businesses soon. But I love their skincare. Love, 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 love. Currently have run out. So don't look at my skin too close. I need to order some to Panama. And then we have, so Jay did a great call interviewing a friend of ours, Pearl, who has been in network marketing for 8 years and just smashing it. And then we have Pamela, Pam. You won't be able to see her on the recording because her camera is off, but she is a boss mum. She has a e-course that you can, the skin does look great. Thank you, Karen, but I think it's just the hazy filter that I have on here. So I did do some makeup. But Pam has an amazing e-course called the Idea Cooker. And I have participated in it. It's a great way to take an idea and cook it. So test it, check out if it's going to make you some money, put some great things in place before you spend a lot more money um, doing a business that isn't going to work. So Pam is your girl. You want to be listening to that. If you check out the Facebook group, that call is still there for you to listen to. And one day I will get up on our YouTube. We've got Rita Thorpe, and Rita is with Sengence, I believe is what you say it. She's got long-lasting makeup. And Karen, finally, the last but not the least at all, Karen is an absolutely amazing artist, and she would love to do a portrait of your animal for you. Also developing a art course. Just nod your head, Karen, if we're on track. She loves building buses. I could just tell you all sorts of things. Karen is a very full person. She has so many interests, and I love it. Mum of one, um, also breeds animals, but she's trying to finish that season of her life so she can be more focused, which she learned from Master the Code. So there we go. There's everyone's businesses. My businesses are LifeWave, which is a stem cell patch that can activate your stem cells. What it does is it acts like the sun does on your skin. So it uses the radiant light and heat from your body, and it actually activates something called GHKCU, copper peptides, and that reawakens your dormant stem cells. Let me just tell you one more thing about that. By the time you are 35, half of your stem cells are no longer working for you. By the time you get to 60, which none of us are at, you'll only have 10%. So you want to be reactivating your stem cells. It can help healing, collagen, better sleep, recovery from exercise. These things are truly amazing. I've seen them help people with multiple sclerosis, with MS. I've seen them restore my mother-in-law's body through because she has osteoporosis that has helped her get movement back. Both of my parents use it. My dad no longer has arthritis in his hand, like his hand does not have that awful feeling. But for me, it just gives me heaps of energy and also clarity of thought, which is a really good thing for a mum. And then lastly, I do have one more business. I'm an affiliate for a company called Raising Royalty, which is the most amazing online Christian community, discipleship community. We are there to help people fulfill their wildest dreams, the dreams from heaven. And actually, that's why I'm living in Panama. This is like the longest introduction I've ever done, guys. So we're in Panama because Raising Royalty is starting their very first physical base here, and that's what I am involved with. So literally, our apartment building is across the road from the new office. Today, we got all the video gear. So these calls are going to go to a new level. I don't know how many weeks it's going to be, maybe next week, maybe the week after. But I'm going to be in the studio and with great mics and a great camera, and everything's going to upgrade very, very shortly. And you guys were here at the beginning. So, anyway, great to be with you. I want to introduce a new series to us. So, we're going to do a new series now called the Well-Nourished Business Mumma. The Well-Nourished Business Mumma. So this series is about building our businesses from wholeness, not from hustle, even though we're mum with a side hustle. And today we're starting with awareness. What actually nourishes you? What fills your cup, strengthens your faith, and helps you keep showing up for your dreams? Today is not a class, it's a conversation. So wherever you're at, I hope you can drop things in the chat or unmute. But I want to hear what you are doing or what you want to be doing, and let's talk about how that could happen. So we're going to talk and learn from each other about what makes us feel well, what drains us, and how to find simple, doable ways to refill our daily energy. It sounds good to me. How does it sound to everybody else? Drop some fire in the chat or a one in the chat if you think that that would be awesome. I'm going to jump over to Facebook and see if anyone is watching us there. I'm going to do a shout out quickly, actually. She was live last week, but I can see she is not here this week. But Emily started a podcast about homeschooling. Emily is another one of my amazing friends from high school, a few years younger than me, and she is actually a primary school trained teacher, but now has her kids at home. Her husband's a pilot. So in her spare time, she has created a podcast, which is really in her spare time, in her side hustle time. I don't know if we should call it spare time, guys. Who has spare time? I don't have spare time. I have goals. I have dreams. I have plans. That is what I have. I don't have spare time. I have to make time. So, yes, Emily started a really great podcast, and you're going to want to check it out. No one has spare time. That's why we're mums with a side hustle, because we're making it work. So, yeah, okay. Okay, I want to hear for one or two people who are willing to unmute. Jade, I really, really would love to hear your voice today, even if we can't see you on camera. I don't know if this is the question for you. Maybe you can give us two answers today throughout the call. Okay, so there'll be multiple questions, but I really, really think what you have to say is valuable. And Pam, I probably will put it in the chat, or she might unmute for us. Karen and Rita is in the lunchroom at work, so she may not be able to unmute. But Karen's on camera, so yay for Karen. We are very happy that you are on camera there, Karen. Um, okay, so the first question is, I'd love for you to share what was the last thing you did to nourish yourself? What was the most recent thing you did to nourish yourself? And while you are coming up with that piece of information, I will share that I did some stretching this afternoon. That was the last thing I did. Zeph took the kids to the swimming pool because we now have one, and they asked to go there all the time. And I was making dinner, and it was in the oven, and I did some stretching because yesterday I did a very tough workout. Praise the Lord, and I am so sore. Okay, who is a winner? Who's the winner? Rita, you're the winner. Did physio exercises last night. Cool, awesome. Great way to nourish yourself. If retail therapy counts and I've done something today, yes, Pam. Yes, it absolutely counts. 100%. Do you know what? Anything you would say counts, except for doing something for one of your children, unless it nourished you. Some things I do with my children are slightly nourishing, like cuddling them. That's nourishing to me. Jade says that is the best type, Pam. Okay, Jade, what did you last do to nourish yourself? I know I haven't taken my supplements today, so after this call, I need to walk immediately to the kitchen and take some supplements. You're getting more sleepy recently. Is that a nourishing thing, Kieran? Can you unmute and tell us about this? I'm
I
confused.
think I said I'm getting more sleep. I'm trying to like get
Oh, okay.
myself some.
Okay, getting more sleep. Yes, I see that. So how are
Yeah,
you doing that?
yeah, I've
Going
been
to
so
bed
tired.
earlier?
Yep, going to bed earlier, no alarms, waking up as late as I want to. Yeah.
Oh, so good. So good. What time do you go to bed and what time does your body naturally wake up?
Um, well, trying to go to bed around 9, 10. Sometimes it's 11, but waking up about 9. So yeah, I'm just
Cool.
trying to get those hours. I was waking up at 6 and going to bed way earlier, but yeah, if
Yeah,
you go to bed too late, it just doesn't work. So
this
trying to get
is
back to
true.
early mornings, but it takes a while.
I did have a season of my life before I was married where I didn't need an alarm, and it was so fun. I don't
Yeah.
actually use an alarm now, normally, unless there's something we need to be up for. But my kids are my alarm. So they let me know. This morning I was very groggy and did not want to wake up. Okay, Jade, in the chat, please tell us what was the last thing you did to nourish yourself? Oh, she's back.
I'm
Yes.
here. I'm here.
Please talk to us.
The last thing I think I'm sweaty from farm work, but anyway, um, was breathing, consciously breathing.
So do
Um,
you follow someone or you just have your own routine or you just sat there and breathed?
I just sat there and consciously breathed evenly in and held it for a little bit and then evenly out. So I learnt it yesterday when
Yeah.
I got extra help with my public speaking. And so
Cool.
now I just want to carry it on.
Okay.
She had like a little clip on my ear and monitored my like heart and made me think about as if I was about to talk and have give a
Yeah.
speech in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And like my heart was going like this. Then she said, well, okay, well now think of something coming. And then it came down. And then she then got me to do this breathing technique. So she said, this is where we need to be at. And like fully, yeah, like
Wow.
she's, yeah, it was really, really good.
And then did you do
Yeah.
any talking once you had breathed or no?
So I then test it Monday night at our
Okay.
next speech craft Toastmasters evening.
How many
Yep.
weeks
So
is
I'll
your
let you know.
course? Yeah. How many weeks is your course?
7,
Okay,
7
this is
weeks.
an important question. Is doing the course nourishing for you?
Mm. Um, I would say yes. It's time away from my children. I'm
Yeah.
learning something new.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think yeah, I would say yes.
Cool.
I wouldn't have thought of it like that until you asked me. So
And I think this
yes,
is an important thing to think about is there's so many ways to nourish ourselves, yet most of us end up feeling burnt out a lot, right? And then how do you do a side hustle when you're feeling burnt out? Because a side hustle requires creativity and creativity gives you joy, but if you're feeling burnt out, then it's very hard to do all of that. So, okay, what is
yes.
terrifying, Rita? Talking or she's just said in the chat in the long term, the short term a bit terrifying. So we're interested to know what you're terrified by. Okay, I'm gonna have just a very, very, very tiny little chat here, but then I really want us to talk more about this. So, something I've been thinking about is that in tough seasons, we're often trying to sprint when what we really need to do is walk by faith. So for me, right now, I'm in a season of reset. I was traveling for 5 weeks. I've been back 1 week, just over 1 week, actually, 1.5 weeks. And I just like crashed last week. If you go back and watch last week's call, I don't know if you can tell, but I was under the fog. But I'm glad I showed up. That's part of my walking by faith. And so sometimes we have these seasons as a mum, and maybe that's why Kieran is working on her sleep, that you just literally hit a very a place where you need to really replenish yourself. And I think I'm going to talk in generalization terms, and I want to hear if this is not other people's experience. But you give out and give out and give out. And at the end of the day, the things that keep a family running have to keep happening. Like somebody has to make them happen. And if you have any capacity left to do it, mums generally pick up the slack. Okay. That does not mean we don't have great partners who don't do amazing things, But there's just something about being a woman and having children that sometimes we push ourselves too far and we keep giving when maybe we don't have anything left. And so we get to these places where we are undernourished and we are tired, and it's hard to see through the fog and know where we're going. And in these seasons, we need to walk by faith. Okay, and let me explain what that is. So, what it means is keeping a vision of where you're going, but holding loosely to the process. So, sometimes we can have a vision for where we're going, but then every day measure where we are against the vision and feel like an absolute failure, and then maybe even give up. So, faith allows us to see the vision and believe that we are still moving towards it, even if what is happening around us doesn't seem like evidence of that, right? Because faith is the substance of what we hoped for. This I'm literally quoting the Bible to you. Um, we've got some substance to our faith, but we might not be able to see what we've got faith in or what we're believing for. And so vision is what stirs up my faith to keep me moving towards it and believing that things are happening to get me towards my goal, even if I didn't show up and post this week, even if I did a terrible Zoom call last week. I don't think it was terrible, but even if I showed up with 10% in my tank, I live with this faith, this deep faith that all things are working together for my good. Again, another quote, all things are working together for this vision that I hold in my heart and that I hold in front of me. And what that requires, thank you, Karen. I'm glad it was a great call last week. What that requires is holding loosely to the process. Okay, so when life feels chaotic, the most spiritual thing you can do might be just to take care of your body, rest your mind, or eat a real meal. These small acts of nourishment are not luxuries, they're leadership. They're not luxuries. I heard once that it was a reel, and someone was saying that mums said that their self-care was a shower, a daily shower was the way they self-cared for themselves. Now, yes, that is a way to care for yourself, but the standard is very, very low. If all you can do in a day is shower yourself, congratulate yourself and feel good about it. For me, sometimes just getting my hair washed feels like a win. But I think that we can actually reach for more. And I think we need to talk about this. We need to talk about why sometimes we don't reach for more nourishing things for ourselves every day. Cool Reader, she says that showering and skincare are her daily non-negotiables. That's right. Also, going back to the comment that you made about it being terrifying was the course that Jade is doing. So, but you've done a course like that. Yes, Jade says showers and skincare are daily non-negotiables. Okay. So a depleted mum cannot build a thriving business, but a nourished one can do anything. So let's have a chat. I would like to know, either in the chat or unmute yourself, what does walking by faith, keeping your vision alive, look like for you in your current season? Okay, so what do you do right now to keep your vision alive? What do you do right now to keep your vision alive? I'd love to hear what that is for you.
It's Jade, by the way.
Hey, Jade.
I don't know if you can see me. I'm like on my phone and I just see
I
myself.
can. I
But
can see you. You're looking
oh,
great.
good,
Fresh.
hot and sweaty. I write it down every day and think about it all the
Cool.
time.
Yeah. Do you like
Yeah, and
do you write the same thing or how do you do it?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 and it's as if I've got it. So what tense is that?
Oh, yes. So I'm so happy and
I
grateful
don't even
now
know.
that I blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Do you use that
yeah,
phrase?
yeah.
That's a
Similar.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I change it up, but it's always like that. And I
So
like it to be the first thing I think about and the last thing.
so do you write it more than once a day or you read it later on in the day?
Yeah, but a bit of both.
Okay.
Whatever I can fit in, but it's always written and I always think about it.
And well, now that you're eating your piece of fruit that you were trying to eat before, um, how long is it?
It's
This
like
thing
just
that you,
short, like little sentences.
okay. And like,
Yeah,
how long does it take to write it? I'm just asking literally out of curiosity because I don't do this. So I'm curious to know how you do it.
maybe about 5 minutes. Longer if I've got time.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sitting with a coffee and the kids are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. I don't know if you'd want to share it with us, but I'd love to hear like how you crafted that and what, like how big it is and like, does it have all these different elements or
Do you know? So I do it from. Do you know the? I'll put a link in you from the a little YouTube that I listen to.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's that I kind of go off by that.
I love it. So one of
Yeah.
the things that we do in Master the Code is we actually write something like this, but I don't know anyone who writes it out every day. Welcome, Bron. It's lovely to have you here with us. We are talking about being a well-nourished business mama today. Okay, so anyone else want to share what does walking by faith or keeping your vision alive look like for you in this season? Love to hear what that is for you. Oh, Pam wrote in the chat, which I really loved. And then maybe I can come to Bron or Kieran. If you can talk in the car, Bron, I don't know if you can. But visioneering with her hubby, I think that's super cool. Super, super cool. And Pam, is that like just talking about the vision and the dream? Me and my husband do that a little bit as well. Or is there like a vision board somewhere? How do you keep the vision alive? I love that. Love that heaps. It's
I
so
think
great.
we just talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we just dream together, and it's usually from like a place of revelation. So usually God's speaking something, or
Yeah.
we've both discovered something, or and we just start sharing about it, and I think it adds a lot of fuel to the fire.
How often would you say you guys get to do this?
We don't really schedule it. I think it's just like happens organically.
Yeah.
In the evenings. I don't know, maybe once every couple of weeks.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I think that's really cool because it's a shared vision as well. So it's not just like a Pam thing. It's like you guys have a vision together. You're moving forward together. That's a really precious thing.
Yeah, I think it makes it a lot easier. I think I'd struggle if it was something very feminine or something that just didn't relate for him, then I would definitely need other people to journey with in it because I think I would struggle otherwise.
How does that work? Sorry, one more question, if that's okay. Like, of course, you've got your idea cooker course. And he isn't doing that course, although you've had him in on it. So when you talk about vision, like you obviously would talk about where you want this business to go. And I know it's part of a broader one. So you can still have your own kind of things within the big vision, but they all contribute to the big dream. Have I got that right?
Yeah, I think we both have different strengths, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if you're like the CFO and the COO or something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
you have different areas that like you're excited about, but you're working towards the same vision. So yeah, I think it makes it easy for us to, yeah. I mean, obviously the idea cooker has been a lot more of my
Mhm.
focus.
Yeah,
But I think the dreaming together, it's ultimately like we dream together for the longer term stuff usually. Um, but because the idea cooker is a piece of that puzzle,
yeah.
that kind of helps keep the passion going for it. But in all honesty, it's not been an easy season to find passion for it. So I'm having to,
Mm.
after having a break, having to pick things back up and figure out how to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely, Pam. And I know that we need to have a catch up, but yeah, sometimes you come to those places, eh? And we're so passionate about it for a season, and then life hits you in some way or another, and you have to dig that back up sometimes. How about you, Karen? How do you keep the vision alive? Is it literally just building the bus, like walking in there? Does that keep your vision alive, or what do you do to like keep
Um,
walking in faith
so
towards the dream you've got?
I think, yeah, trying to just do one thing a day. not that I get that all the time, but just walking in there and going, what can I do? So
Mhm.
yesterday I wired up some more lights and figured out why there wasn't power in one of my power lines, and put it back together. So yeah, I think just having a big list is helpful. Having a goal is helpful. Doing Master the Code was helpful, trying to figure out what that goal was and when I wanted to complete it by,
Yeah.
and what it's going to look like when it is finished. And I mean, we used to do this thing. We listened to a Brian Tracy message. It was actually really good on your dreams and what you want to do and accomplish. And one of the things that he recommends is, like what Jade was saying, is you write down what you want to do. He said, look, imagine you've got 10 years and $10 million. What would you do?
Yeah.
So it kind of like pushes you into what legacy do you want to leave, what
Yeah.
things do you want to accomplish.
Cool.
And what you do is you just write like one liners, like by, June 2024 or whatever it is, I have written a book on, New Zealand landscapes or whatever, and things like that. And then, or I think one of mine was I've started a New Zealand landscape photography book. And then one day I looked at my list I'd written, because you write down your list every morning,
Yeah.
and in the past tense, as if you've done it. And so it kind of helps your subconscious mind to want to complete it. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I could actually start that today. And when I started it, I thought, oh, I could finish this off. And I finished off the whole book, and I got it printed. And yeah, it's it just helped me just to kind of focus. And yeah, so my husband had a whole list of goals. I had a whole list of goals, and you're only allowed 12 goals.
Okay.
So 12 maximum for 10 years. And yeah. And yeah, in the season that we were writing them down every day, we actually made a lot of progress on the ones that we did. And then I kind of fell off the radar and stopped doing it. But yeah, just kind of keeping that alive and just reworking the goals
Yeah. Awesome.
as life changes is a good thing.
That's so cool. I love it. I love that strategy. And I love how you're saying like you just try and achieve one thing every day towards your goal. So going to the bus. And I was thinking as well, like you've mentioned, and other mums have mentioned before as well, like the school holidays can be a little bit of a write-off. Like if your kids are at school and you go into school holidays, it's like everything else has to stop for those 2 weeks. Hopefully not for the 6 weeks. But yeah, like that can be a real different season. And then how do we get our momentum back after that? But I saw that this week, last week actually, was the first week back, and you got your weekly post done. So you've stepped back into it. How do you do that? How do you read, Karen, how do you step back into it when you've had to pause for school holidays?
I think it's because my son's at school that one day, like the forest school. So I've got the one day where I'm catching up on all my emails, doing my Facebook posts and things like that. I was really tired, to be honest. Like the holidays, even though we homeschool normally, we're normally home. It was, I don't know, I was exhausted. So, we had people over, we had people staying, we had kids here most days, just borrowing children all the time for my son to play with. And it was hectic. But yeah, I got through that, and I was just really tired. So I just did a simple post just to start. And I was like, wow, may as well just do something, even if I'm not talking about a painting.
Yeah,
Let's talk about, art. And yeah.
it's awesome. So good. So good, Karen. Okay, so I've
Thanks.
got one more question before we move on. I would like to know what's one nourishing thing you know that helps you, but you rarely make time for it. So maybe Karen, if you're ready, you could answer that, but if not, someone else might want to. What's one nourishing thing you rarely make time for, but you know that if you did it, it would just be so good for you?
Mm.
Okay,
That's a
Pam
hard.
says walks on the beach. Yeah. And you brought that up in our group chat as well, Pam, that walking on the beach has been part of your recovery in the season where you've needed to look after your body. I hope I got that right. Rita, the list is so long, but the top is probably a bath. Yeah. Yeah. We have no bath in our apartment, guys. I just bought a big bucket, but a bath or levee occasionally. Yeah, I love having a bath in Taupo because we renovated. We had the biggest bath. Like we could fit me and Zeph in the bath, which is saying something because Zeph's not small. It wouldn't be that comfortable, but we could both fit. Me and the kids can fit, and Zeph and the kids can fit. What's one nourishing thing, Karen? Have you got a thought now?
Um, I probably journaling. I don't really spend enough time kind of just having that time to myself to think. Because I think journaling sometimes helps me just get all my thoughts out and clarify them, and then I know what to do from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have fallen off that one. Big time.
I used to love journaling. Like every morning I would journal, I'd write down what I felt like God was saying to me. But that seems too hard sometimes now. So I just write down some things that happen in the day. And then I've told you guys this before, I write down like my gains, like things areas that I've feel like I've won in, even if it's making a really great dinner or having a workout or doing this call, that'll be on my gains list tonight. Um, and then I write down like what I'm going to do the next day. So my goals for the next day. And that feels like a really great way of finishing the day. So yeah, I'm trying to add a little bit of journaling in there. I love writing actually. At some point, you're going to see the fruition of my love for writing. I've got 3 books on my heart to write, and I'm sure there'll be more. They're on my vision poster. I have a vision poster. And yeah, there's 3 books there. Okay, Rita loves hot pools, and so does Pam. You don't have any moving south. Did you have any in Hamilton? And you would like to start writing down your wins and goals instead of just falling into bed tired. It's a hard one, eh? I I think I try not to do it in bed. I try and sit and do it before I go to bed. But it really depends. When you've got a little baby, your schedule's just like crazy. You just don't really get to control a lot of things. And I think that's why I was bringing up this keeping the faith sort of topic, like believing that you're still moving towards the goal, even if the actions you take are so small. I'm glad you want to see the books coming to fruition, Kieran. Oh, Bron, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I don't know if you can unmute. I want to know what's nourishing for you. Jade, what's nourishing for you that you rarely make time for is kind of the question. Something that you know would really nourish you, but you don't make time for it. Because I feel like you make time for so many things.
Mine would probably be like undisturbed reading time, like a good hour. I would really love that. That would be really nice.
Do you think you could focus for an hour? Because I find like I desire things like that. And if I sat down, I'd be like 10 minutes and I'd be
If
like, I
I'm
need to go
like
do this
if I'm
now.
reading a good book,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I love it. Okay, Brian, we're going to ask you later. Okay. Okay, so actually, that really ties in really well to a point I wanted to bring up. So, thank you, Jade. Beautiful segue there for me. I wanted to just chat about how I've discovered that taking time to learn every day has been really key in keeping myself nourished, but also keeping myself inspired and on track with my business. So, audiobooks work well for me. Sometimes I get time in the kitchen by myself when I'm making dinner, or if I have gone for a workout, I like to listen to an audiobook, but listening to books. I've shared lots of the books that I've read with you. 10x is easier than 2x. Right now, I'm reading a book called The Fourth Dimension, which is about dreaming with God. Um, yeah, I've read it, but I try and read as many books as I can. Well, audiobooks, read audiobooks. And as I learn, like even just 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes, like sometimes that's all I can make happen. And like on the trip we just did, this did not happen. I did not have 1 minute. I think I had like 2 times on an airplane I got to listen to audiobooks. Don't get me started on airplanes with little children, like, and they don't have a seat yet. Well, Eve doesn't have a seat. So she's breastfeeding on the plane with me. We're both trying to sleep. Thank you, Jesus, we survived, and now she'll be 2 next time we fly, so she will have her own seat. Um, but yeah, like having a little bit of learning every day has really been key for me, and I'd love to hear if that's something that you guys do. I know, Jade, you read. I don't know if that's something you do, Karen. I think that we've lost Pam. Oh no, we lost Pam. I think Pam does podcasts from memory. Bron, just nod your head. Do you read or no? Or do you listen? You do a little bit. A little bit. Kieran, do you read? What do you do?
So I used to read. I used to love reading. I think since becoming a mum, I hardly read, but I just Google. If I want to learn something, I Google it and then
Okay.
figure out the answer and I just read that. So that tends to be my reading. I do listen to audiobooks with my son, but they tend to be more kids' mystery books and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not so much like self development or anything.
How nourishing is that for you?
It's fine. I like it. I don't mind kids' stories. I like stories, so I don't really mind if
Yeah,
the kids' books or not, and I just work while we listen, so I'm happy and he's happy and it's all quiet and yeah,
that's cool. I love it.
that's good.
Love it heaps. Okay, let's do a little poll. We'll just shake this up a bit. If you had to rate your current level of nourishment from 1 to 10, where would you land right now? So I'm just going to put in the chat 1 to 3 is running on empty, 4 to 6 is holding it together, and 7 to 10 is feeling full and balanced. Where are you right now? I'll put the question in the chat as well. I'm going to put this on Facebook because people who are watching later may like to leave a comment. Hopefully, Facebook lets me do this. And I have to think about what my answer is because I don't know what my own answer is. Okay, we've got a 4 from Rita. She's holding it together, but she's not running on empty. That's awesome. Oh, Bron's got a 5. Okay. Okay, in the middle there, holding it together, moving towards the higher end. Great. Jade's on a 7. Yeah, Jade. That's because you had that amazing weekend away, feeling fully balanced. And you've just got some great rhythms going on. I love it. Okay, Karen is feeling 3 to 4, pretty overdone at the moment, but working on it. I love it, Karen. Working on it. Things are going to get better and better every day. Okay. I'm putting it in the chat to this call, this question. So if you are watching us later, why don't you drop an answer of where you were at? You can leave a little description of why you feel like you are, what number you are. Oh, Jade, talk to us. Are you there? I thought you were about to unmute. Jade, why are you a 7 at the moment? What's a 7 for you? And how have you got to a 7? Because that is so cool. Jade's actually got a really cool new business well, not a business idea, but like a networking event coming up. But how did you get to a 7, Jade?
Probably you were right from my weekend away. Being in the city, eating out, not having to cook, just swimming with the kids in the evening,
Yeah.
going back to the room and relaxing. Yeah, room service.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that was really nice.
well done. Well done.
Yeah, but then I think like I feel like I'm at a 7, but I don't know
Yeah.
if I've got like practices that I could share with you all as to why I'm there. Yeah, that's
Feeling
just
full and balanced. I think that, writing out your dream every day. And I've seen you in the last like few months, like one, you've got this property, even though it's heaps of work, but you wake up and it nourishes you, right? Like you look out the window and you're like, this nourishes me. Plus, Jade makes herself a beautiful coffee every day. So that is very nourishing. And you write out your vision. I'm just going to keep talking about you because I'm just going to tell you the things I've noticed. Jade bought a piano because it was one of her dreams to learn the piano, for her children to learn the piano. And actually, Jade, I met someone, Pam was there. I met a friend of Pam's when she was up in Auckland right before we left to go on the trip. And they said that they use that piano learning app on the iPad. And she said it's amazing. So, because that's one of my dreams as well, is to have a keyboard. In fact, I want a white keyboard. I will let you know. A beautiful white keyboard or piano, I guess, but probably an apartment we're looking at a keyboard. And yeah, I want myself and my kids, and maybe my husband will do so too, to learn the piano. But yeah, like I can see you like regularly trying out new dreams and pulling things into your life that you've obviously imagined. And that's so fun to see you doing that. And then, of course, this event that you're working on. I don't know if you're ready to share about it, but you're working on another event, which is so cool. But you're working really hard to network. It's just doing great.
My thing is that life's too short, and I've got to keep going every single day towards something, because we don't know if we get tomorrow, we don't know if we get next week. But if I do something today to go towards my dreams or to make something happen or to
Yeah.
do something, yeah, then I'll die happy if I have to go.
Good on you, Jay. Good on
Yeah.
you. Karen says her son has done amazing with the piano. It's been so cool having one for his sake. Okay. So what number am I, team? I don't think I'm holding it together. I'm probably a 7 as well. Like I would say since getting here, I mean, when you move somewhere new, you do tend to have a bit more time on your hands, because you don't have a whole lot of commitments. But I've really been working hard to have some practices really, really important to me. So working out every day, trying to do my reflection at the end of every day and plan the day coming ahead, drinking enough water, taking my supplements every day. All of those things are really helping. And one thing I want to keep doing, one thing I've been trying to do is taking a little bit of time to imagine. So it's a little bit like what Jade was saying, like writing out her her vision. But yeah, just sitting for like 10 minutes and imagining, like, yeah, and how I'm doing it, and I'm not perfect. So I want to hear what other people do, is I just pray, and I feel like when I do this, I'm with the Holy Spirit and I see what desires and dreams and things come to my heart. So I was telling my husband this. So he's very focused. He's got one thing that has a few details that he's focused on imagining and praying for and dreaming into. And he said, "Well, what is yours?" And I said, "Well, it changes every day." But I don't think that I said, I don't know if that's a bad thing. So I'll explain why. I feel like men can be so focused and we can learn from them and become very focused. But as a woman, I just have so many things. I can't be restricted to one thing. So the other day I was imagining my health, my body shape, my skin. I was just sitting, I just had a workout and I was sitting quietly by the pool by myself because no one knew that I was finished. And I was taking a moment and imagining the wellness of my body. And then yesterday I was actually dreaming about this mum tribe. I was dreaming about what it would mean to lead a movement of mums in business, and what it would mean for those mums, what it would mean for the momentum of our businesses, what my life might look like if I continue on this track of working with you guys. So that was what I was imagining yesterday. Another time, I just imagined a beautiful necklace that I really, really would like. So that's kind of what my dreaming has looked like. It's kind of all over the place, but I just don't think I can be restricted to just one dream. But I do know you're meant to be specific. So I'll let you know in a year's time if my dreaming worked for me or not. Okay, cool. I love that poll. You guys did really good. Okay, last few questions, and we're going to wrap up because it is now 10 to 2 in New Zealand and 10 to 8 in Panama. What does a nourished day look like for you? And what feels like an easy win to do daily? So let's start with the easy win. What is an easy win for each of us? Maybe drop it in the chat. What is one thing that you need to do every day that's really easy, but it nourishes you? So mine is taking supplements, wearing my patch. That is really easy. We could call these things 1-degree shifts, right? What is a very, very simple nourishing practice you can do every day that is going to nourish you, make you a well-nourished business mama? And the reason why I think, I'm just going to justify this for anyone who needs to hear it. why taking supplements and wearing my X39 patch is nourishing for me is because of all the things it does for my body. There was a season where I could not afford to buy supplements, vitamins. And now that I can, I can tell the difference. Like I feel so good and I am never going to stop now. Like I feel so much better. It's so much easier than trying to, I do my best to have a great diet, but the reality is that there's just not everything I need in every vegetable, and it's hard to find everything you need. It's hard to grow everything you want for yourself, and something's got to give at some point. So this is what I'm choosing. So when I take those, I physically think, and when I put my patch on, I actually think about how I'm blessing myself and I'm helping my body. I'm looking after this body. I'm looking after this thing that I've been given. And so I don't just do the action, I actually think about what it matters to me. And I think that that is really key. It's not just the act, it's the way I think about my act. Yeah, Jade says she'll always activate her cells. Karen says you've been forgetting to take your vitamins. Karen, you know what I'm going to do? I'll give you my little clue. I'm going to do a chart because I've got star charts on the fridge for the kids and they get stars. I draw a star every time they do something good. I'm going to give myself a star chart and it's going to have the days of the week and I'm going to put a star up there so that I know that I've taken them because I have some supplements that I take during the day and then probiotics I take before bed or in the morning. And I need to know that I've done it because some days it slips my mind. But if there was a star chart on the fridge, I would remember. Anyone else got any hacks for that? I'd love to hear it. Okay, what's one easy win you do daily, mamas? Jade, is yours activating your cells? I think that is your answer. Pam, I'd love to hear what an easy win is for you. She needs a star chart. Pam needs a star chart, guys. I could start a star chart business. Please don't buy a star chart from me. Get a piece of paper, but after this call, get a felt pen and draw some boxes. You can do it. I believe in you. Look, I'm going to draw one. If I've got a pen, I don't know if I have a pen here. I have a desk, but no pen. Guys. Ooh, is there a pen? No, there's no pen. Get a piece of paper and draw yourself some boxes and some lines. Stick it on the fridge. What was the question, Pam? The question is, what is an easy win for you to nourish yourself daily? Something very easy that you can do that will make you feel like you've had a win that will nourish you every day. Supplements. Okay. Hey, this is good. We're getting some consistency here. I think everyone has said supplements. Why is this so hard? I once did a reel about brushing my teeth because I used to have in New Zealand, and I will get one here eventually, um, a toothbrush, electric toothbrush, and it had a 2-minute timer on it, and you're meant to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. How many times did I not wait for it to finish? And the reel was like, why do we not finish brushing our teeth for 2 minutes? Because I am too impatient and I feel like it's not important. But if I did it every day and intentionally thought about how good it was for me, then it would nourish me. You have nourishing herbal teas. That is a goal of mine. That is an absolute goal of mine. I would like to be drinking intentionally herbal teas. I've got a bunch of different things, but like I really think there's something powerful when you drink a herb, knowing what it does. I don't know why, but I think that it's the same as taking a supplement and knowing what it does for you. It's like there's this big connection, or taking a supplement and believing that it's actually doing something effective in your body, nourishing you in some way. Okay, Bron is probably not available to talk, but Bron, one day, would you please answer this for me? What is an easy win for you to do daily? And the experience is relaxing. That's right, Pam. The experience is relaxing. I had a friend, and when she was when her kids were little, she got to a point where I think she had like some IBS symptoms, and she decided that the solution would be sitting down with a pot of tea, and she was not to stand up till she'd finished the pot of tea every day. And I think from what she told me that that worked. So just rushing around as a woman is really not great for your digestive system, mamas. So those who stand up quickly after dinner and, because the kids are screaming, my daughter always wants to breastfeed straight after she eats and she finishes eating before everyone else. Um, this is another reason why I need to wean her before the end of the year. That's not cool, Olive. Not cool because I need my digestive system to be calm and I don't need to get up for you right now. You meant to do 2 to 3 deep breaths before starting a meal. We could do that. That's why they say prayer is so good before a meal, though, Pam. I've heard this, that people who pray before a meal have some benefits. I don't know what benefits. Yes, you agree with the prayer thing. Okay, and let's talk about what would be a harder win. Oh, it helps with weight loss, the breathing or the praying or both. Kieran's eyes. Both. Okay. Okay. I'm going to teach my family this. They're normally so hungry by the time I get dinner on the table, that we don't have time to breathe. You need weight loss or breathing. Okay. Last question. Last question. What feels like a harder win? Something you want but struggle to make space for. What's something you want but struggle to make space for? Mine used to be a bath, but we don't have one now. So a long shower. No, I'll have to think. I'll have a think. I want to hear what would be a nourishing practice that is a harder win for you, something you want but you struggle to make space for. Um, Taking myself out for a solo date, like away from a desk, away from the lounge, away from the house, away from just capturing time when the kids are busy. No, like an actual like a leisure date. Okay, an outdoor sauna, but the only thing stopping you is the finances. Well, that can change. You never know, Jade. Someone might put one on Marketplace and you might get it for a steal. So I hope that is on your dreams list. We have a sauna in our building, but it's never on. I'm not surprised. It's quite hot here. But I do want to use it. I love sauna. After a workout, a sauna is so beautiful. Meditation and working out more often. Yeah. Yeah. One week we're going to talk about how to figure out what you need and how to ask for it. But I think this conversation is a great prequel to that conversation because, guys, it's just not possible to nourish ourselves completely without some help. Just putting that out there. We do need some help and we need to be able to ask for it. Pam, you're very good at that. I don't know if you feel like you are, but she's saying 100%. I have seen you recruit people in your community to be on your team, and you are so amazing at that. Thank you for setting such a great example. Okay, anyone else got a harder win? Kieran, what's your harder win? What's something you want but you struggle to make space for?
It's a bit embarrassing, but probably prayer, to be honest. I
Yeah?
think as a mum, you just end up rushing around, got all these things to do. And
Yeah.
I used to spend way more time in prayer than I do now,
Okay.
sitting down, reading my Bible, pondering it,
Yeah.
studying, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Okay, keep that one on your heart. Keep it on your heart because you're the only person who can make it happen. Okay, yeah, Pam, you're still not close to having the support a grandparent would provide, though. That's true, but it really does depend on the grandparent. Not every grandparent can provide the same kind of support, or not every grandparent is the kind you need around. Bless, bless our parents, though. I'm sure their hearts are in a good place. I'm pretty blessed, actually. My mother-in-law and my parents are very supportive. But I do know friends who that's not the capacity of their parents to be supportive. Yeah, we will be looking at getting some support here. It's very normal to have a maid, and a nanny. In fact, in the apartment complex that we're in, I see maids and nannies all the time with children. But I still want to be their primary educator and carer, so I'm their biggest influence. But yeah, definitely a maid to help me with things that need doing around the house so I don't have to do them. But we'll see. I'm looking at a robot vacuum right now. That would be nourishing, guys. Sometimes you've got to, like choose to spend money on something like that. Okay, it would be awesome to have a nanny and a maid. especially because you have a big property. Maybe you just need some staff for your property, Jade. Okay, you had a nanny when you lived in Indonesia? Yeah. I would totally get a maid for a few hours a week. Yeah, anything. Oh, you mean me? I should have a manny, a nanny. It might be a nanny, but probably not. Probably a female nanny and a maid. Um, guys, I'm just going to start joking about the future. When we have our twins, I'm definitely going to have a maid and a nanny. Not that I'm pregnant, but I'm just letting you know, putting it out there. Next pregnancy, twins. And I will need a lot of support. It's coming. The pregnancy. You used to have a babysitter. Oh, for your son. I thought you meant when you were a kid you got babysat. I was like, yeah, that is awesome. And I think, there are some good things about involving other kids, people in your kid's life, right? Here, of course, the best benefit will be that they learn Spanish and then they can teach me. Yeah. Okay, team. I think that's enough. I've chatted so much today. I hope you've enjoyed today's call. I have really enjoyed today's call. Okay, so here's the challenge as we go away this week. I want you to identify one easy win you can do daily, something that fills your cup. In fact, I'm going to make it even more specific. Go and make yourself a star chart. Bron, can you talk now? Do you have anything to add to this conversation?
I think the only thing I have to add is that I really would love to improve in this area.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I got, and I'm looking forward to starting Master the Code next week.
Great. Do
Yeah.
you have an easy win for yourself? What's an easy win to nourish yourself?
That's a really good question. I love how I'm pausing long on that one. I think I probably have relied on the cups of tea a lot.
Yeah.
So that's like a
Yeah.
sit
Cool.
down, have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Probably my win for today, which I haven't done a long time, was get up at 5 and actually spend some time with God and actually just
Yay.
reset myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was
Well
amazing
done.
because that
That
actually
is
sets me up
amazing.
for the day.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, we will keep
Yeah.
tuned on what you decide to do. Since I've decided this is an 8-week series. It's easier to do a series, guys, than to come up with something every week. So now we're doing an 8-week series on being a well-nourished business mom. So yeah, you've definitely got
Yeah,
time, Bron.
cool.
And you're right. Once you start master the code, there's some great practices that you learn and master the code that will nourish you. Drinking enough water every day,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So good.
everyone, I want you to go and make yourself star charts for your supplements. And if you're not taking any supplements, then, well, Jade and I can help you out with that. Or Bron and I can help you out with some patches. So pick who you like the most, who's got the prettier face. It's Bron, just so you know. And come talk to us about patches. Honestly, so do they really help? Nod your head, Bron, if you've had some benefits from using those patches. Yeah, she has. I didn't even know what they are, but I knew she would have had some benefits because they are awesome. Yeah. So here's some wins that you could go for this week. There's just like a list I've got here. Drinking water before coffee, eating lunch without your phone, asking someone for help, and going to bed 30 minutes earlier. They could be some wins you want to do today. We're going to wrap it up. Mums, faith and nourishment go hand in hand. You don't have to fix everything in a week. You just have to keep showing up little by little, choice by choice. The small, steady things you do now will create the energy, clarity, and peace that fuels your business later. You're not behind, you're becoming. If you love today's chat, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or join the Mum with a Side Hustle Facebook group. We'd love to have you here. Or if you've been watching and you made it to the end, put in the chat, I have made it to the end. Maybe I've got a gift for you. Probably something digital because I don't live in New Zealand anymore. That's where we share, real nourishing conversations every week. about business, faith, and becoming the woman that we're called to be. So yeah, we'll see you next week, 1 p.m. New Zealand time, or if you happen to be in Panama, 7 p.m. in Panama a day before. So Wednesday, 7 p.m. or Thursday, 1 o'clock in New Zealand. And one day we'll have women joining us from all over the globe. I prophesy it. Okay, bless you guys. Have an amazing day. I love you all. And if you want to stay for a few minutes, I'm going to stay live in the Zoom room. Okay, catch you.